I am clearly not a white person. I'm clearly not a white man. I'm a black non-binary woman. So it was pretty difficult for me because a lot of people did not take me seriously when I first joined the industry, which I think is kind of crazy because I'm making a game just like everyone else. So why wouldn't you take me seriously? Like, is it because I'm black? I mean, it probably is.
Are you ready to find that future bae? Or will you mess up and fumble the bag? Get to know struggling singles just like you.
If a white man made Validate, it would be fucking everywhere. That game would be everywhere.
Nerdrotic.com.
Libs of TikTok tweeted this out. It's been seen by like 4 million people. I'm sure you've all seen it, but we're going to cover more. A woman who was hired to do a Black Panther game saying that she doesn't hire white people.
That's racist! Can I just say real quick before we play it? In a world that is professional, this person should be fired.
Immediately. Look at that smile on her face, too. She's happy. Like, who knows when and if this game is coming out? I know there's a Blade game coming out. This probably was in development since the first movie came out. That's how long these games take. And this is why these AAA gamers, if they have brains, which I don't believe they do, need to back out of this shit now because nobody's going to notice for 3 years minimum. Yeah. Like we talked about this with Az yesterday, you know, because sometimes games, and he would know more than I would, and you would too, X-Ray Girl, they take anywhere from 5 to 10 years to make. So it's not like a movie. This is a lot of money, a lot of people working for it to flop, and that's not sustainable, no matter how popular this industry is, because more nimble companies are going to start coming in and taking over, and hope they do. Hope they fucking do. So let's hear this very happy young lady talk about her racism.
I have a team of 21 right now for Validate. It's a pretty big team. It's a crazy big team for indie games. But who is your team? Validate has a team of mostly all people of color. We have no white people on our team. I did that because I wanted
racist?
To create a
because you're racist.
safe environment.
Because you're racist.
The best way for the environment to be safe is to be around people who are just like me.
Because you're racist.
I'm not saying that white people in the industry are creating unsafe environments.
Yes, you are, because you're a racist.
That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying
that goes against what you were saying, you racist.
I mean, there's so much of a flawed logic to a lot of this stuff. I feel like these people don't hear themselves. They just don't hear it.
Dumb people are put in charge of things because of their skin color and their identity.
Why did I make games? I don't know. I ask myself this every fucking day. Every day.
It's interesting. I was watching side scrollers before I sat in this chair to do the show. They were watching a video of this person being interviewed by Blacks in Gaming or something. It was really weird. They were interviewing her about her game Validate. She said she loves romantic comedies. She did a romantic video game about dating, but it was all only a certain type of Black people, which is like they were all overweight and had like piercings. It was weird. It was like she just kind of put herself in the game, I guess. I really think the marketplace is going to decide at the end of the day.
Well, that's what we've been fighting, Chris, because you're right. The marketplace ultimately decides. The customer ultimately always wins. Always wins. For the first time ever since 2016, the corporatism has fought against the marketplace. And instead of reacting to your customers and their needs, you're telling them what they need and you're forcing stuff on them and they're just roundly rejecting it. And then the corporations just want to start a fight. Because they invited this activist cancer in the door and they can't get rid of it. Good fucking luck getting rid of people like her. Like you said, Chris, if they're saying this shit out loud on streams, what the fuck are they saying behind closed doors? Holy shit.
Yeah.
And everybody's scared. Everybody in the industry is flat out scared because a woman like this will run out and call you a fucking racist. It's pure projection. As our good friend Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers says, those who preach the most have the most to hide.
To work with white people because they think that something made okay, but it was really a microaggression. And no one wants to deal with that while you're trying to make a game.
Nobody wants to deal with you. Nobody wants to deal with you. You're the kind of person we have to walk on eggshells around because you're so easily offended because all of your deep-seated personal problems, whatever the fuck they are. Nobody wants to deal with you.
And I constantly talk about like being the first of my kind and just being the first to make a game like Validate. And one thing I really just like have to remind myself, especially when I feel like killing myself over it.
Jesus Christ, Chris.
It's just sad to see, because I felt like when we got to the 90s, this wasn't even a conversation, right? This wasn't like these types of conversations.
These people were around, but they were always considered fringe fucking weirdos. Okay, like and that's it. But and this is among the weirdos. Among the nerds and the weirdos, we thought they were fringe psychotic weirdos. Mm-hmm. And they still are, by the way. Just to point out that they're still fringe weirdos. We're freaking retarded. But as dumber as society gets, we're ruled by cowards. Some of our leaders are cowards, but we're also ruled by the people who will not fight against this and not stand up to it. Oh, I don't want to make waves. I don't want to rock the boat. Well, that boat's fucking rocking.
The corporations like this because what they get is they get their cake and they can eat it too, which is basically they can do all the horrible stuff that they do anyways. And they get away with it because they look virtuous, publicly speaking. That's what Elon was talking about when he said, appearances are everything in Hollywood. The appearance of doing good. The appearance, like, what we look like, that's what people care about in entertainment. I mean, this is across a lot of industries. So it's like, this is how you look good, but really what you're doing is behind the scenes, you're doing effed up stuff. So I don't even think it's a lack of leadership. This is on purpose. This is all on purpose.
Yes, it's on purpose. And they take advantage of cowards. They take advantage of risk aversion and incompetence.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's it. It all plays into it. They need incompetent. They need their useful idiots. Yeah. They are. That was going to be one of the questions asked of us that wasn't on Piers Morgan. Was the specific question was is I'm Just Ken? Did Ryan Gosling own it, or is he just another Hollywood useful idiot? So I would have answered yes. Ryan Gosling owned it. I'm Just Ken. That was probably one of the better things that happened in the Oscars. But everyone in Hollywood is a useful idiot. Every single mofo. Now, I want to show you a Community Notes win.
Yes.
Everybody. It needs to be said, Sydney Sweeney's boobs are not that big. Community Notes. Yes, they are. And it's not about the size all the time. I think they're perfect. Perfect tits. Okay.
Yes, it's
perfect tits. They aren't ginormous. No, they're just perfect. And guys are a better judge of boobs.
I'll take any kind of boob. IBTC, the itty bitty. I mean, you can finish that statement. But I'm just saying,
titty committee.
Of all types and shapes, proportion is important.
Proportion is important, but we can appreciate all of it because we're dudes.
All of it. I don't think it's like saying bad pizza.
Right?
Like there's no pizza's pizza.
What did somebody call them on Twitter? The calcium cannons.
Excuse me.
Calcium cannons. Oh, I love it.
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.